And I know there's talk about obviously taking an England game to Denver, but I think that would probably not... I've not seen anything about that being a realistic rugby league franchise viability, though. Chicago is a big rugby-like in it sort of area around the sort of mid-northwest. Yeah. Sorry, the mid-northeast sort of... around the lakes, basically, around there. Any of those cities, I think, would be good, suitable candidates for it. I think any city that's a big sports city that hasn't really had a ton of success of late would be a good candidate for it. Any city that's a big NFL city doesn't really like the other sports necessarily would be a good candidate for it. Yeah. I do think that somewhere like Chicago or Buffalo or Detroit or somewhere like that might be a good shout. The other thing that springs to my mind is I'd like somewhere like Hamilton in Canada because it starts to get a rivalry there with the Wolfpack, because it's only 45 minutes, an hour away. Well, an hour away if there's no traffic, which there never is. But it's close enough range. You could build up and you could build around that area then, and then you could spread into places like Buffalo, Philadelphia, places like that are reasonable striking distance away. Boston even as well.
So very good. Who's next?
Dr. Bob Phillips. He wants to know which players have had the best careers with role transitions, e.g. from going from centre to second row or what have you. Basically means moving position. Yeah. This is another one we sent out. Langers said Chico Jackson from prop to wing.
There you go.
Lee Whitnell said best role transition is Gaz Widdop from Dally M halfback of the year to best fullback in the world in only 1 week.
There you go. That's one of my favourite answers actually. Yeah.
Sarah McKenzie also says Anthony Jackson / Chico Jackson. Mark says Big Earl started as a centre. I think he's handled life as a prop pretty well considering. Neil McEwen said Danny Craven is a one-man team.
Yes.
Well, that joke's getting old for me now.
Yeah.
Well, he's not been even given a starting shirt number, has he?
Of course not, yeah.
Peter Osborne, Greg Eden, fullback to wing. That's the worst answer of the lot. When was he a great fullback?
Yeah, there you go. I hope that's...
No offence, people.
I hope that's tongue-in-cheek.
The Big Earl, I hope so. The Big Earl answer won over that one.
I mean, it wasn't a massive transition, but Jamie Peacock started out as a second rower before moving into the props.
I would say...
There's so many guys that do that.
The one that really springs to mind for me is Darren Lockyer. He was the best fullback in the world, and then was the best standoff in the world as well for a spell. Yeah. And I'd say there's probably no one who's done it from being actually... Like other players, like John started his international and rep career as a hooker, for example, and stuff like that. But no player has been... like world class at one position, then world class at the other position. Yeah, sort of for two halves of the career like that. Obviously, Sam Tompkins, but his halfback spell was much shorter, and it wasn't as amazing and successful. Yeah. Also, someone like Hanley went from being the best back rower in the world when he was playing in the English season to being one of the best centres in the world when he was playing at Balmain. So he did that within the from one part of the year to another part of the year. That's how good he was. Yeah. So there's lots of options out there. I'd say Darren Lockyer would be the...
That's a great shout. A tremendous shout. Okay, to some Langers questions then. He says, which rugby league player name scores the most at Scrabble? It's still got to be Dylan Watene-Zelezniak, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to... A lot of things would have to fall in your favour to get that on there.
Yeah, or Quinton Lalatonga guy.
Yeah. Hardacre score well because there's a couple of fours in there, isn't there? And it's one that might in a three. I think there's one that you might realistically get. Yeah. And if you got Zach,
one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
You get much for Gary Lowe's.
You get two, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Or three is an L or two. 2 points. Right?
I don't know. I'm not the
we have a friend.
Scrabbleist.
We have a friend who's writing a novel.
Right.
But the quirk to his novel is that he's trying to include within his novel every single 2-letter and 3-letter scoring word in Scrabble.
He's been doing that for fucking donkey's years.
No, it's...
Is it coming on?
He's only been properly working on it for about 18 months.
Right.
He's now got a narrative structure that actually makes it sound like a book. So that he's got one half of the people who read it saying, why are you bothering with all these words now? You've actually got a workable novel here. Yeah. And then the other half of the people saying, why are you bothering with this storyline? You're doing a really good job of getting all these words in here. It's really interesting to see how what they all mean and stuff. But yeah.
So just so that you can please some of the people all the time.
all of them all at once.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So he'd probably be a good person to know if he had any idea about sports even existing.
Yeah, there you go. Another one for Langers. I don't even know where to start on this. Which Super League squad is the heaviest and which is the lightest?
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll have this for him for the start of the season, for when we do our season preview podcast, because I'm working on a list of all the players for the next season to do all my stats and stuff. But some of the players don't have those sort of statistics, and they might not by then even.
Yeah.
And some of the players I'm just not going to bother looking up to do the sums until I know what the final squads are. But at that point, I will give him some figures. One to put a pin in.
Excellent. Who's next?
John Scott 15 says, Joshua's granddad asked, which would you say is the least hospitable ground in rugby league and the most?
Well, the Boulevard used to be pretty hard.
It's the only ground that my uncle refused to take me to when I was young, when I was a teenager.
Sorry, John.
He said he wouldn't take me there because he once went with my cousin, little Kev, and said it was a horrible experience, and little Kev was really upset by it, so they didn't want to go back.
There you go.
So that maybe the one I personally found the least hospitable was Hilton Park at Lee.
Yeah.
But that was Wigan and Lee hadn't played a meaningful game for over a decade, and you just got all the scallies turning out to just be disruptive and knobheads, really, rather than actually. Yeah, it's a rugby occasion. So,
and plus, Hilton Park at that time was a fucking shithole.
Do you know what? I've had a great time going to Swinton games this year, and I've always liked Swinton fans. So I'd say that's the most hospitable.
Yeah,
and Lee's the least hospitable.
There you go.
That's a Wigan fan.
There you are. Okay. Fatboy Robin says, who can do the most? You can see this is just Fatboy like asking questions. Who can do the most press ups, Tom or Mark?
I'm guessing you. I've got zero upper body.
Yeah, although I'm built for... My stamina might not be as good as yours.
Yes, but I can't do any.
All right, well, then it's me. Who do you think can hold their beer better?
I don't have stamina anyway, because you need to have, some sort of muscle there to have the stamina within those muscles to keep going, so I can do a couple and then there's no muscles left.
All right, normally me then. Who do you think can hold their beer better, Lee Crooks or Danny Brough? Neither of them, but... Well, Danny Brough, I think.
Well, what we don't know, we haven't. It's not a fair conversation.
No, it's
not a fair comparison. So what we need to do is take Lee Crooks to an airport and see if he's allowed on the fly.
There you go. Yeah, precisely. Okay, Dr. Bob Phillips.
I would have said Lee Crooks.
Probably so. Yeah.
Don't know.
Go on then. It always takes a turn sometimes into the homoerotic with Dr. Bob, and he does that here. Who would you say are the three most attractive current Super League players?
I've given this some thought.
Right.
It's no one in Warrington's squad.
It's definitely not anyone in Warrington. Yeah, there's some travesties of genetics in the
other than maybe Matty Russell in his wig and all his get-up.
What about...
I'm joking.
What about Ben Curry? Ben Curry reminds me of like a young Casey Affleck.
Okay.
Sometimes, from certain angles.
I think if I'm answering this legitimately...
Yeah.
I think Ollie Gildart's a good-looking kid.
He is a good-looking boy.
I think Johnny Lomax,
without his scrum
when
cap,
he takes the scrum cap off, has 1950s, the golden era of cinema, sort of the studio era of cinema. Kind of
the same old's true for Theo Farge as well. Theo Farge is good-looking with that scrum cap.
He's a good-looking lad. Yeah,
good-looking boy.
Yeah. Morgan Escaret's got a certain charm.
See, the thing is, I don't like him as boyish as you. I like him a bit rough around the edges.
So you're after Barry with his new set of teeth.
Yeah, them pearly whites, definitely. Definitely. Who else is good looking? I don't know. I don't really think of him in terms of that, to be honest. I don't know. Callum Watkins is an handsome chap, I would say. It's all in the eye of the beholder, though, isn't it, Beauty?
Yeah.
Hello?
I would get Emma down, but she wouldn't know who anyone is.
No.
There we go.
I'm trying to think. No, see, I'm lost in thought now.
Yeah, I think we'll move on then.
I'm trying to think.
Ready to move on?
No, I'm still trying to think if there's anyone that really stands out for me. That's that was particularly handsome.
Any of the Oz players? Any of the Kiwis?
I'd have a right good go on Josh Dugan.
Jason Tamalolo for a big fella ain't a bad looking chap when he's all spruced up for the Dally M's and stuff.
That's it. No, that's alright, let's move on. It's a contrivance because I'm not gay, so it's all just sort of, objectively, isn't it?
Well, so?
Well,
we can objectively say men are handsome without being gay.
I can pick out people who are handsome, but I can't say who
But his question wasn't who do you want to give a damn good Roger to?
Well, yeah, let's talk about that. Okay, next.
I'll tell you who I think's a good looking chap. James Child. With his little beard and his small hair.
We haven't talked about Eloy, your little boyfriend, either, have we? Where's Eloy Polissier in this conversation?
I don't fancy him.
He was the other one. Who do you fancy? We used to make jokes about it all the time. There used to be someone.
Yeah, I can't.
It's like an ongoing thing.
Can't remember.
There you go.
No.
Okay.
Sonny Bill Williams, he's a good
guy. Oh, fucking hell. You couldn't get a Sonny Bill Williams. None of us could. Right. Moving on.
Chris McEwen says, who's your favourite James Bond?
I could give less of a shit about James Bond, mate. Daniel Craig. Moving on. Who do you like?
My favourite Bond films might be the Timothy Dalton ones.
Right.
But it's not the archetypal Bond that you always sort of remember. He hasn't got the cheekiness and stuff like that.
Isn't it meant to be Connery or Moore? Is that not who we're meant to be having the debate?
Well, I kind of like Brosnan because he was like my Bond, as it were. Do you know what I mean?
Hashtag not my Bond.
Because do you know what I mean? Because GoldenEye and stuff. But a couple of his films were so bad, and a couple of the ways he was in them was just too... Some of it felt even more misogynistic than the 60s and 70s films.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I've hated Pierce Brosnan since fucking Mrs. Doubtfire.
Daniel Craig, the ones I've seen are good.
Yeah.
But I like the Timothy Dalton ones.
There you go. Okay. Why do some people think a mid-season friendly represents a genuine legacy from an intense real tournament in real international seasons?
Says
Alan Walker. I don't know people that do.
I think Alan's having a bit of a dig here at people who are thinking you need to get these games arranged between people and have them. And I think I see what he's saying, but I don't think anyone's saying it's like the only thing you should do in the be all and end all. But I think what everyone's saying is let's make there be more international competition.
Yeah.
If there's more international competition, it will mean more. And if you have standalone test matches, as long as you make sure it means something or people go and play in them, so be it financially incentivize the players and clubs to be released to be involved in them and stuff like that, then it doesn't matter whether it's part of a tournament, whether it's part of a tour, whether it's part of anything. The point is it needs to be held up as a beacon of like, this is great. It needs to be given the same sort of treatment of player availability and stuff as the Origin series is.
Yeah.
And then, no matter how it is, when it is, what it is, International Rugby League, you can only build up these rivalries and relationships and stuff by playing it. That's why I think it is a reasonable... It's part of the legacy. It's not the legacy, it's part of the legacy. Yeah. That's how I see it.
There you go. Okay. That's
a very thought-provoking question.
It is a
very... I think I disagree with Alan's intonation there, unless I misread it.
There you go. I don't know.
But I do love Alan, and I hope he's doing well.
I hope he's doing well as well.
Yeah, because we don't hear from him as much in the off-season.
This is one for you.
I wonder what they have for Christmas or Navidad. I don't know if it is Navidad in Colombia.
It won't be Spanish anymore.
It'll be Noel, won't it? It'll be more Francised, but I would guess. Maybe
he can tell us.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
There you go.
And what they eat, yeah.
The heads of traitors. Fatboy Rob says, why do you think Yorkshire clubs take more fans across the Pennines on a Thursday and Friday night than travel the other way? Well, I don't know that they do, per se. I haven't seen the stats.
I would guess maybe they do. I think probably because there's more ease of, like, travelling if you don't have a proper job that you have to stay working in until, like...
So because we're all unemployed?
Work closes. Not necessarily unemployed, but, you know...
In transient labour.
Let's say more flexibly employed. No, I think there's a few clubs that bring more.
Yeah.
Castleford and Leeds usually, and Hull. Yeah. But then Huddersfield, you know...
Tend not to.
What where sort of thing. Wakefield don't bring tons, so I think it swings and roundabouts either way. I think Wigan are better at travelling on Friday nights and Thursday nights without a shadow of a doubt. So I think there's no real actual answer to that question.
Okay, there you go.